That's why I'm so excited from an investment point of view. I'm excited for all sorts of different things, but from an investment point of view, the sheer alpha in this space is unparalleled. It's unparalleled, and that's why it's really exciting. My journey was after the financial crisis and the European crisis, so 2008, 2012, I was in search of a solution because of this global debt bubble and the fact that in the financial world, nobody knows who owns what because everybody's re-borrowed the same thing, re-hypothecated everything. So I was actually stupidly trying to start the world's safest bank, which is not an easy thing to do. And I was in the process of that, going around the world, Singapore, Switzerland, the US, when somebody said, you should look at Bitcoin. And I looked at Bitcoin and immediately understood, A, its store of value property, but the power of blockchain for the recorded ownership of everything. And that was it to me. I thought, okay, here's the future of the financial system. And so, I got in 2013 and I wrote the first macro paper about how to value Bitcoin as a macro asset class, basing it around gold at the time, much like that stock to flow model that Plan B has built much better than I did. But so yeah, that was my journey in, and I thought it's the future of the financial system. And it's obviously become a lot more since then.
Raoul, how do you view crypto investing?
So it's fascinating because most crypto investors are not financial market investors, yet humans coalesce around exactly the same behavior everywhere. So what they've created is a risk curve, with Bitcoin being the bottom end of the risk curve, i.e. the least risky asset, and then a pre-sale token or some new DAO is at the high end of the risk curve, or some of these kind of algorithmic DeFi protocols that have yet to prove out that the algo works. So what you've got is a perfect risk curve, and it works exactly as all other markets do: credit markets, equity markets, bond markets, everything, which is the bear market, everybody sticks with the safest asset. The bull market starts establishing. People start going out to the next tier. The bull market is now cemented and recognizable and understandable, and everybody goes out the risk curve. So, everyone talks about alt-Cs and everything else. And it's exactly the same in credit markets. People go to the junkiest credits, private sector lending. People do it in equity markets. They go to emerging markets or small caps and, gold miners and then silver miners. And it's all the same, right? So what people are doing is saying, okay, I understand there's a trend. How can I make more money from that trend? What is really interesting was Alex's point is what is starting to fascinate me is how much alpha there is in this space. So alpha is kind of performance that is not explained by the underlying movement of the market itself. It's because we've never gone into a market where I don't know how many new tokens and now NFTs are launching every week, right? There's thousands of the things, thousands. And what it means is there's not enough capital for the space and not enough analysis in the space. So you get massive informational advantage if you understand something better than others. So not only do you get this kind of risk effect where, everybody can look like a hero. Right now, you can basically buy anything. You can just pick random tokens and make money, right? That doesn't make you smart. It only makes you smart because you've seen the opportunity in the space. But the alpha, there's not even enough hedge fund money. There's about $4 billion of hedge fund capital in the space, $5 billion, right? And so they're traditionally one of the kind of price discovery seekers. There's just not enough capital to do this. So that's why I'm so excited from an investment point of view. I'm excited for all sorts of different things, but from an investment point of view, the sheer alpha in this space is unparalleled. It's unparalleled. And that's why it's really exciting.
What do you guys think makes Bitcoin so valuable? What is that inherent value compared to other cryptos that, might that have its own fans? Yeah, go ahead.
We can talk about philosophy, we can talk about the beauty of Bitcoin, we can talk about everything, but actually the value is provable and it's just Metcalfe's law. And because there's more people on the network of Bitcoin, it has a higher value and it works perfectly. You can perfectly value it, within, it doesn't give you a tick by tick price, but you know what it is. And it's the same for Ethereum, which is growing, 4-5 times as fast. So obviously we're seeing the market cap of Ethereum catch up with Bitcoin. The value is just the network. Everything else is a narrative.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
Now, why you choose that network, okay, that's a different thing. You might, Bitcoin's narrative might attract more people, or the way it's built might attract more people. But the real value of these things is proven out in the network effects. And once you get your head around that, it's much clearer, and you worry less about thinking about, what is the inherent value? Because what you're doing is you're getting 150 million crypto users around the world are actually voting in real time. If that's not one of the most democratic things you've ever seen in your life, it's incredible. And so we should just be open to that.
I mean, Raoul, when you take a look at, all the challengers like Ethereum, Cardano, I mean, you name it, you cover it, you talk about it. Do you get a sense that there is a competitive outperformance nature of these other protocols versus Bitcoin?
My answer to this is simply, they're not the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's like saying, an Olympic sprinter, is he competing with the javelin thrower? No. So it's the madness, this whole way this thing is framed always. It's like this space is going from $2 trillion to $200 trillion. The share, Ethereum's share and Bitcoin's share of that space will decline. But will they be the largest by market cap? Maybe. Will Ethereum be larger than Bitcoin's market cap? Probably. Does it matter? Not at all. Does it take away from Bitcoin's perfection as a protocol and an asset and an idea? No. So then I just don't get the argument. That's the whole point. And Bitcoin's perfect, does what it does. We use it for what we want to use it for. And we can use other things, as Alex is talking about, to build other applications. If our goal here is to change the outcome for humanity, the stupidest thing is to do what the religions did, which is fight with each other. Because what you do is fractionalize everybody and you marginalize the mission that everybody's trying to achieve. It makes no sense.
What is it about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, and like so many other coins that have come up that have such a tribal kind of structure in communities?
This is like behavioral economics on steroids. So behavioral economics is about incentive systems. And this is about building a network. We know about network effects. So Metcalfe's law values the network based on the number of people on the network and the number of kind of interconnections between them. So when I first saw this, I realized that this is like a behavioral economics experiment that is perfect for humanity, because your incentive system is not a like button on Facebook or a bit of dopamine. It's money. The more people you bring onto the network and the better you defend the network, the more your stake in the network is worth. It's as simple as that. So if people believe in Bitcoin, they will want to defend their network at all costs, and they will want everybody to come to their network. It's human behavior. And that's what makes these ecosystems so robust, is this does really work. Now, it depends whether you want to deal with, one particular religion, or you want to deal with spirituality as a whole, which is the whole digital asset space. And there's different ways of thinking about that. So some people are more kind of maximalist about the whole space, like this is going to take over everything, which is how I would define myself. And others are like, it's all about one thing. And don't forget, when you actually speak to these people who are in the different camps, they're actually speaking different languages. So the Bitcoin people are talking about financial inclusion, the philosophy of money, inflation, and they're talking about liberty. They're talking about things that are not part of the conversation in Ethereum in the same way, because those guys are looking at money, just the system of money. Ethereum's a system of technology. And so people talk about it in different ways. And you're even seeing this tribalism now going down to NFT level. Bored apes versus CryptoPunks versus, and again, it's defending their network and the value of their network. So it's behavior because you make money from doing it. So it's amazing.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. but there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.